What type of weather is generally associated with low pressure? Let's talk about low pressure and high pressure real fast. In my room, we have the clock is up high and my counter was down low. We always say that high pressure rotates clockwise and low pressure rotates counterclockwise. Down low on my counter is also where I had my running water and I had the hot water. So these are generally warmer air masses, and they also have all the moisture in them, which makes sense. Low pressure starts off down low and then rises up, and then high pressure starts off up high in the atmosphere and then sinks down. The low pressure, it gets the moisture from evaporation here at the surface, and then when it rises up, the troposphere, remember, gets cooler as you rise up, and cold air can't hang on to moisture like warm air can. And so as you rise up, it gets cooler, and then it will condense and form clouds because they can't hang on to that moisture anymore, and it turns back into water vapor, and then it'll rain back down to the surface. High pressure, there's no moisture there. In my classroom, we had the towel that was hanging up next to the clock with the sink part on it. That towel is dry air. It was cool and dry and sinking back down. And so since it's cool and dry, there's no precipitation. There's no stormy weather. So low pressure we associate with warmer and wet, stormy air. As it rises up, it's going to rain back down to the surface and make stormy weather. Another way to think of it is, you think of a map of the United States, we get our high pressure from up here, up in Canada, which is up high above the United States. And we get our low pressure a lot of times here on the East Coast from down here in the Gulf of Mexico, which is down low down here. Let me write those symbols on the map. We've got low down here, and we've got high up here. And just remember, if it's down in the Gulf of Mexico, it's going to be warmer down here, and it's also going to be wet because it's over top of the water. And those are the two things that are going to bring us stormy weather. So low pressure is going to be warm and wet. And then high pressure over Canada is cooler up in Canada, but it's also dry because it's over top of land. And so these are the two main areas that drive our weather patterns here on the east coast of the United States. And that's a good way to remember it. Low pressure is the Gulf of Mexico, warm, wet, stormy, bad weather. High pressure is cool, dry, very fair weather coming down out of Canada. Very clear skies whenever you have it coming down to Canada.